Hello students, good morning. In your previous period, we started the fourth chapter, that is your computer, memory, storage and data representation. In that we learned types of memories. The types of memories, I told you that it can be divided into two, that is your primary memory and secondary memory. And in primary memory also we learned, that is your full form of RAM and ROM. And full form of RAM is random access memory, and the full form of ROM is read only memory. And apart from that, we learn two more full forms, that is your FIFO concepts, that is your FIFO and LIFO. First in, first out, and LIFO means last in, last out. That last in first out, sorry, last in first out. These were the two concepts which we learned in your previous period. Now today we are going to continue that particular topics, that is your memory. As I told you, this RAM can be divided into two types, that is your SRAM and DRAM. Okay, SRAM means static RAM and DRAM means your dynamic RAM. I want this you to be write in your notebook also. RAM can be divided into two, that is first one SRAM and second DRAM. Now full form of SRAM is your static RAM, static random access memory. And the full form of DRAM is your dynamic random access memory. This is your memory can be divided into how many parts? That is your two parts. First one is your primary memory and second one is your secondary memory. In primary memory is also divided into two, that is your RAM, and RAM is also RAM and ROM. In RAM is also divided into two parts, SRAM and DRAM. The full form of SRAM, S stands for static random access memory and D stands for dynamic random access memory. Now what do you mean by difference between static and dynamic? Static means it can be stable, that means there is no change. Dynamic means the values can be changed. Okay, and the best example is that whatever we are going to write in your computer, it is always said that you have to save your work by using Ctrl plus S. Is it clear? Okay, and for in case if you are not saving it, automatically if power goes off or your PC shuts down, what happens? Your data will be lost. So this is the only reason why we used to say that each and every time you have to save your work. Okay, that means normally when we are typing, it is directly saved in your temporary memory. That means it is not saving anywhere. When we are using the save button, okay, suppose if I am writing it, see already this file I am saving it in the name of smallest unit of memory is bit. See at the top part, can you see the mouse pointer? My mouse pointer is on top part, taskbar. In taskbar you can see my file name is smallest unit in computer is bit. This is my file's name. Okay, now if I'm writing something here in third, see this I've written. Now if I'm trying to close it by using the close button, you can see they are asking the option, want to save your changes to small, that is this file. If I'm clicking on no, don't save. Okay, so what happens, whatever I have written in addition, that means this third point x, y, randomly alphabets I've written over here, this won't be saved in your file. Okay, so see right now I can show you. See, till here I have saved. Okay, if I am, this line is not saved. Okay, now what I am going to do, till here, that means till here my line has been saved. Now third point, I am not saving it. I have not clicked on Ctrl plus S, that is your saving button. And in case if I am closing this file, I am going to don't save function. See, this was my file. This was my file. I'm opening it. See, these all things which I have written in earlier. Now can you see the third point? Third point is missing. Why? Because I have not saved it. I've just typed it. In case if you are typing it but not saving it, so that means always remember it is directly saved. It is directly stored in the primary memory, and this memory is known as your RAM. Okay, that means dynamic memory. In case if you are saving it, it is going to static. That means the value, if the value changes, it is known as your dynamic. If the value doesn't changes, it is known as your static. Static means constant, stable. Okay, so RAM can be divided into how many parts? Two parts. First one SRAM, and second one is your DRAM. Okay. Now ROM. ROM, the full form of ROM, as I told you, read only memory. Okay, the full form of ROM is read only memory. And ROM is also divided into three parts, just like RAM. It is also divided into three parts. The first one is your PROM, PROM, EPROM, and double EPROM. Okay, it is divided into three parts: PROM, EPROM, and double EPROM. Okay, the full form of PROM, that is your programmable read only memory. I want you to underline in your textbook. It is given here. Just underline. See, in this page number 27. Page number 27. There are two basic types of RAM. The first one is a static. Can you see over here? Static, and second is dynamic. Okay, dynamic RAM. See, and full form of ROM, read only memory. Underline it. Over. And ROM can be divided into three. First one, PROM. Underline this. Programmable read only memory. So over here, page number 28, third line. Underline it. Programmable read only memory. Okay. And full form of EPROM is erasable. Underline it over here. Erasable programmable read only memory. Written. And double EPROM means electrically, see over here, electrically erasable programmable read only memory. Understood? That means each and every time, but what happens, the data is being stored for your temporary purpose. Types of, according to this graph here, they are not showing as types of memory. Types of memories can be divided into two parts. First one, primary memory, and second is your what? Secondary memory. Primary memory is also divided into how many parts? Two parts, that is your RAM and ROM. RAM can be divided into how many parts? That is two parts. That is, first one is your SRAM, and second is your DRAM. And the full form of SRAM is your static random access memory, and the full form of DRAM is your dynamic random access memory. Full form of ROM is read only memory. It can be also divided into how many parts? That is three parts. First one, PROM, and the full form of PROM is programmable read only memory. And full form of EPROM is your erasable programmable read only memory. And the full form of double EPROM is your electrically erasable, programmable, read-only memory. These were your types of primary memories. Okay, underline. See, this is the best example of your. This is the card reader, ROM, memory card. Okay, where we can save your data. Then after, in case if you don't need to save it, or don't need to store, or we don't need in further use, we can automatically erase it, or we can format it. Okay, now one more topic is the firmware. The full form of firmware is your firmware over the air, FOTA. Underline it. It's not an important one, still just underline it. I think in your third chapter or second chapter we talked about your firmware, hardware, software and firmware. During that time I have given you example. The best example for your firmware is microwave oven or induction cooktop. Okay, electric stove. So what happens, we are giving the time limit according to timer. If you're setting it, automatically it works according to it. Okay, in the same way, the another best example for your firmware is your traffic signals. That means in traffic signal you have seen the red light, blue light and green light. Sorry, red, yellow and green. Okay, green light means you can go stop for stopping it, red light, and for going to start we will be using orange light. So do you think, is there anyone sitting, a person sitting over there near each and every traffic signal, and they will be doing clicking on that particular lights? No, it is already based on computer based. So the thing is that what happens, they are given the time according to 1 minute or 30 seconds or 45 seconds. They are given the time, according to that time period the light starts and stops. Okay, so each and every time this timer is given, and each and every time when the machine starts working, this is known as your firmware. Another best example is your AC, air conditioner. What we used to do, while we are sleeping, we know that this AC should be stopped after 1 hour. So what we used to do, we used to set the time of 1 hour. So till 1 hour it will be working, then after it automatically stops. Okay, that means timer is given. Another best example is your microwave oven. If you want to bake, if you want to heat some food, or if you want to bake some food, what we will be using, we will be keeping it that microwave oven, and then we will be setting the timer. According to the timer it starts working, and it stops it. Okay, this is the best example of your firmware. Okay, so today we learned types of memories. The first, memories can be divided into two parts, primary and secondary memory. Primary can be divided into two, RAM and ROM. Okay, and RAM can be divided into two, which is known as your SRAM and DRAM. ROM can be divided into three, EEPROM, EEPROM and EEPROM. Okay, another one more topic is that cache memory. Cache memory is the basic memory which is used for your temporary purpose. Temporary purpose means, as you know, that whenever we are using websites, okay, we will be our certain amount of data will be stored some temporary purpose. That means just for your temporary purpose they will be storing it. This temporary memory purpose storage, or the temporary data, is known as your cache memory. That's it. Okay, now difference between RAM and ROM. The first difference is that the full form of RAM is random access memory, which I already explained you. The full form ROM stands for read only memory. Second difference is that RAM stands supports reading and writing operations in your computer. That means we can use our reading and writing operations. Whereas here in ROM we can just read it. And the best example I can show you is that this Microsoft Word. Can we read it? Yes. Can we write it? Can we type it? Yes. This is the best example of your RAM, random access memory. And example of your ROM is another, just for a temporary example. This is not a perfect example. is PDF file. This file, we can read it. We can read it. Yes, we can read it. But do you think? See, I'm trying to type it. Any changes there? No. This is the best example of your what row. That is your. We can just read it. We read it. We are not supposed to write it. This is the best example of your ROM. That means, but we can just read. We can't write. Whereas in your RAM, we can read as well as not only we can read, we can write also. This is the best example of your RAM. Okay. Second, the third difference is that data and instructions are stored into during its operation. That means it is stored into during its operation means according to our purpose, our fulfillness, we will be storing it according to us. Okay, data and information or in any kind of instruction. Whereas in ROM, it is directly saved while manufacturing. That means it is by defaultly saved. And the best example I can say show is that in mobile phone we will be able to change our wallpapers. Okay, according to our purposefully we can change our wallpaper. This is the best example of your RAM. But do you think we can change our OS? That means if I already bought a Android phone, and in case if I'm trying to make it to iPhone or iOS software, do you think is it possible to download it, or we can change it? Yeah, we can change it for your temporary purpose. That means we can go to Play Store and we can download iOS themes. I'm not talking about theme, I'm talking about the software which is by defaultly installed. That is the best example of your ROM. That means instructions are already stored by during its manufacturing. That means we are not supposed to change it. Whereas in your RAM, the data and instruction can be stored according to our purposeness. Okay, and RAM is volatile memory. Volatile memory means what happens, as I told you before, in case if we are not saving our file, and in case if power goes off, our PC shuts down automatically, the data will be lost. This is the best example of your volatile memory. Non-volatile memory means even though if your power shuts down, if power goes off or your PC shuts down, your memory will be, or the data will be remaining as it is without any loss of your memory. Such kind of memory is known as your non-volatile memory. Okay, so volatile memory means even though if your power goes off, the memory will be lost. Whereas in your non-volatile memory, even though your power goes off, the data will be saved as it is. It is known as your non-volatile memory. Four differences we learned today of your RAM and ROM. The first difference is the full form is random access memory, and the full form of ROM is read only memory. Second one, it supports reading and writing operations. That means we can read as well as we can write it in random access memory. Whereas we will be getting only read option where in ROM. Third, data and instructions are stored according to our purposeness. This is stored in your RAM, whereas in your instructions is already stored by during its manufacturing. This is the best example of your ROM. And RAM is volatile memory. Volatile memory, as I told you, if the power shuts down or the PC shuts down, automatically the data will be lost. This is known as your volatile memory. And non-volatile memory means in case if your power goes off, your data will be remaining as it is. This is the best example of your non-volatile memory. Understood? I hope you all understood today's topic. Thank you, students.